We are on air.
We're live.
Woohoo! All right, we're live, everybody. Hey, I want to welcome everybody to the Hangout today. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I know that if you're like me, you didn't sleep very well. You know, with this blitz coming up, this is going to be a big, big deal. It's fun to get re-excited, reinvigorated with what's happening. And I think everybody's probably taken the time and watched that video. I hope you have, with Troy Dooley and Brian Underwood talking about when the app is going to launch. It really goes into some fun detail about what's going on. But it also gives you some really good indication as to where we're at with this company, which is 10 times growth than was originally expected. Brian talks about in that video, and by all means, go to the Tsunami group, Facebook group, and watch the video. He talks about how, originally, it's, hey, if we had 30,000 people as a part of the Rippln right now, no problem. It'd be fantastic, easy to handle. Merchant accounts, no problem. Following through with the technology, no problem. But the reality is we don't have 30,000 people in the Rippln. We have over 800,000 people in the Rippln, which anybody who's watching this should be really, really excited. This does not happen often. And I just had a conversation with Jim Swink, a friend of mine, through the Rippln earlier that, most companies launch domestically and then creep slowly into other countries. And we all know those stories about people who've made amazing financial successes of themselves with those companies. And that growth is part of what helps. One of the cool, unique things that we have is that we're launching in 78 plus countries simultaneously. And so when you really look at compressing financial timeframes, this is of epic Old Testament biblical proportions. And so that's why we're super excited about it. I'm really excited to get to host this Hangout today because I've got some of my awesome friends on this. All of us Boise peeps here. So if you guys want to get rich, really the secret is move to Boise. But I've got Brent Copeters, one of the right-hand men of Russell Brunson from Success, Etc. I've got Denali Bell, really good friend of mine, amazing salesperson and business coach, online person. And I've got the one and only, the marketing ninja, Russell Brunson himself. And so what I want to do is I've taken these guys away from some of their Rippln and some of their projects, so I don't want to take any more time. What I'd like to do is as we move into the Blitz tomorrow evening, I'd like to have Russell, since he's been on the inside of this, around the kitchen table, really putting this all together, have him kind of describe about what's happening, what we all need to be doing, and those next steps. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mr. Russell Brunson.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys. I haven't been on Hangout for a while, so I appreciate you guys having me. I've had some time with my family and stuff. Now finally have a chance to get back to work. And I hope you guys are all still rippling it up. I know we are here at our office having a ton of fun. And it's been cool. So I want to let you guys know a couple things. First off, I hope you guys all had a chance to watch the Rippln Rewards video. That's a video we finally put out a while ago that kind of explains more the compensation plan and how all of us are all going to make money. And what's interesting is when we put that first video out there, I got feedback, pros and cons. And what was interesting is because I got kind of nervous, we went down, we spreadsheeted out the whole comp plan and everything. And in a typical networking type company, the way that the original comp plan was laid out, it was probably more built where a lot of us could make money. But because of like how the Rippln has grown and how deep it's gone and how wide it's gone and everything like that, the way the new comp plan works out, we actually all make a whole lot more money, and it's actually pretty cool. So anyway, if you're like me and you're not big into diving into the details of it, just watch the video because I think it's exciting. It'll show you guys kind of what it is, and if you are super nerdy, the more in-depth videos as well. So that was the first thing. Second thing, what a lot of guys don't know, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to be sharing this yet, but I'm doing it anyway because we are live on air, and if I get my hand slapped later, then it is what it is, right? So basically what's really exciting is I think tomorrow morning, I believe it's tomorrow morning, there's a brand new update of the Rippln back office that's going to be going live. And this is going to be exciting for a few reasons. One of them, and this is one of my favorite ones, is when you log in the back office, it'll actually show you all of your people lined up by who are your biggest Rippln makers, which is huge because right now, I don't know about you guys, but I log in my back office, there's like a bajillion people, and I have no idea who's got how many people, and I have to click on each one. And it's just hard to find everyone. Where now it'll show you every single person in a line based on who's got the biggest Rippln and all the way down. The second cool thing is when you click on any of those people, it'll show you their full contact information, their email, their phone number, a bunch of stuff like that. Which this is cool because this is the first time that we've ever had the ability to start contacting people in our Ripple, and be able to start building teams and do a lot more cool stuff like that. The first version is going to go where it's just going to show us our front line, but you have the full contact info of your front line, which gets me really excited because I'm going to start calling every one of those guys and tell them about the blitz that's coming out as well. There's a couple other big updates to the system coming out that you guys will see, but it's really neat. I'm glad these updates have been there or happening because it just makes the whole process of building our ripples a lot easier, a lot faster, and a lot more transparent. So that's kind of cool. And then the last thing, which I'm super fired up about, I know that a lot of people have been waiting for this ever since day number one, especially the internet nerds like me, is we're going to be getting a Blitz link. And what a Blitz link is basically like an affiliate link, where basically you grab the link, you copy, you paste it, you send an email, and boom, if anyone clicks on that, they come to the page. They don't have to put in an invite code. They just create their account, and as soon as they do, boom, they're hooked into your Ripple. And so it's kind of cool, and I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to go down, but this is kind of the process of events. So tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, we're doing the webinar. We already have insane amounts of people registered for. I was just looking at the numbers earlier. We're going to be putting out 2 or 3 more emails. But get your teams and your team's teams and get everybody on that webinar, because on that webinar, we're going to show the new back office. We're going to show the Rippln Blitz link, how it all works, and then basically as soon as the webinar is done, we click a button, and boom, the whole thing goes live. Then basically what happens is you'll go in there, and you have to qualify to get the Blitz link. And we try to set the qualifications super, 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 super easy so that anybody in the world could do it. Most of you guys will qualify within like 15 minutes or so. And as soon as you do that, you do this simple qualification, and boom, it unlocks this link. And after it unlocks, you've got, I think, between a 3 and a 4 day period of time. I'm not sure what the final decision on that's been yet. But basically have that affiliate link, and you'll be able to go out there. And I would start over. If you guys remember when we first launched this, we were doing our Saturday cell phone smackdowns. I'd get your cell phone out, and I would text every single person in your contact book the link again. Even if they're already in the Ripple, send it again just in case. Then I would go to my Facebook group. I'd message everyone in Facebook. Then I would go, and I probably shouldn't be saying this. I'll probably get in trouble. There's a word that starts with an S and ends with a couple other letters that I would go do in Facebook and anywhere else I've got any kind of presence, and get my link out there as quick as I can during that period of time. If you have email lists, if you have contact lists, whatever you can to get it out there. If you want to drive ads to it, if you do pay-per-click or Facebook, whatever you do to get leads and drive traffic, now is the time to be doing it, because this short window is really, it's going to open this window where I think a lot of us could literally double the size of our ripples in that 3 or 4 day period of time. And but it all comes back to you being prepared for it, getting ready for that, and then boom, just running with it really, really quickly. So over the next day or so, start thinking about, like, when I get my link, where can I put it? What forums my members of? You know, if you're in a forum or a message board or on Facebook, where can I be posting this link and getting it out there? And that's kind of what I would be thinking about right now while you guys are preparing for tomorrow night. So that's kind of what's happening over here, you guys. We're all fired up and excited. I've got emails queued up. I'm going to be ready to start going crazy. I hope you guys are as well, because it's a short period of time where a lot of us could double our Ripple. And what's cool is we're not far away from going live. I know it's been a longer launch process than any of us had anticipated or hoped for, but that's just because of the growth and the growing pains and things like that. I feel more comfortable now than I did when we launched the pre-launch, just as far as stability of the company, everything else. And so right now, because we're getting close to that launch, this is a great time to give surge of momentum in and get everybody re-engaged, re-excited. So go out there, tell your teams, get everybody engaged, because the day is at hand when we're going to be going live, you guys, and this Blitz is really giving us the ability to get that momentum and excitement, and it's happening soon. I mean, look at it right now. We've got the corporate event in about a month from now, and I'm sure that everything's going to be live before then. So we're less than a month away from going live, you guys, and now this Blitz is the time to really get that momentum and get us rocking and rolling so we can all have fun together in Dallas at the event. So that's kind of what I had to share. But I'm excited, you guys. I'm prepared. I hope you guys are preparing as well, because this is the time to take advantage of it.
Love it, Russell. I always love being around you. I love listening to you, and I definitely love your scripting. Every time I hear, I get to read some of the scripts before they go out, so that's my inside good fortune. And it's interesting, man, because it just absolutely fires me up all over again. So I love the fact that you and your entire team are on board, not just creating this stuff, but full on invested with the project and creating this content. I like what you said too. I'd like to touch on what you said about some of the growing pains, so that people really get a good picture of this. in that video, again, that Brian did with Troy Dooley, that interview about when the app's going to launch, he talked about having 30,000 people versus 800,000 people in the Rippln. Nobody wants this project to launch more than the people on this Hangout and the people behind Rippln. I promise you, because they have a massive team of IT and tech and marketing people that are literally on board 24/7. And so if you can only imagine the bill that the checks are having to write right now, just to scale this thing appropriately because of all of what we've been doing, it's epic. And so that gives me a ton of confidence, a ton of excitement at the scope of this thing and what it's going to do when it launches. So thanks so much.
One thing also, you mentioned 800,000. I just looked at Rippln.com. It's 899,312. So we're like 680 people away from 900,000. So we'll hit 900,000 by the end of today for sure. Crazy, huh? It's exciting.
It is so crazy. That's so many people. I mean, and the engagement. I know I love the fact these stories and I'm grateful that Brian's finally starting to really lay it out there that the venture capital companies are coming and knocking on the door and offering millions of dollars for this project already. The product companies, the actors, the gaming companies, the people that are lining up for us that will be part of our ability to market are massive. And that excites me. I was watching this History Channel thing yesterday, not to get off on a tangent, but it was about the early stages of our country and how they had the railroad, and how when the railroad went transcontinental from coast to coast, a guy named Sears actually saw opportunity in that, and he saw that because of that they needed to change the time zones, and so he knew that watches were going to be a huge deal. People were going to need watches. And so he bought a few with all the money he had, and he put out messages to the different people at the stations across the country, and he sold all those watches, and he realized this could be a massive business. And so he then created this little catalog that became Sears and Roebuck. And he didn't sell all of his own stuff. He sold everybody else's stuff through this catalog and became incredibly wealthy. Watching this last night, I was thinking, man, that's the same as Amazon launching the book. Being a bookstore, they're not a bookstore. They're an everything store, but they launched with a book. Sears launched with watches. We're launching with this invite system and soon to be our app. And so I see the potential that we all have here. It's like that type of a transition. This has never been done before, so that excites me with where we're at. So I got lots of stories like that, but I don't want to take up these guys this time. So what I'd like to do is go to your partner, your friend, my friend Brent Co-Peters. They're in the office. This is a guy that has managed and run your internet marketing projects. Really he's kind of like the person who holds the balloon, string and balloon. You being the balloon, right, Russell? I mean, you got these massive ideas, and Brent kind of holds you down, grounds you. And so he's that guy, that personality type that's like very methodical, he thinks everything through. And as we've talked privately, how for him to actually full-on engage in this project is epic. And so what I'd like, Brent, if you would you share a little bit about what you see with Rippln, why you're invested in it, and where you see it going?
Sure, Troy. I appreciate that. That's funny. Yeah, I'm the person nobody likes in the office. I gotta be the bad guy. I appreciate that. Looking back, and I watched the interview last night with Brian and Troy Dooley, and it was really interesting. I don't know Troy Dooley that well, but I had some friends who were involved in the Zeke rewards, for example, and there were some issues with that, obviously. And I respected a lot of things that Troy Dooley was saying. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos of him. And I knew that when Rippln first launched, Troy was trying to get an interview with Brian, so I was really happy to see him sit down with Troy because I think he's very well respected among the industry. And I thought it was a great interview. I thought Troy asked him definitely some tough questions, and Brian did a great job of explaining what was happening and the mindset there. So you kind of talk about how Rippln has grown into this huge thing from beyond what people expected, and just the thought came to me essentially, if you build it, they will come, and all of us who've jumped in with 2 feet here and helped build our Rippls and growing this thing out, and just to see what happened, we took a step of faith really, and to see it almost 900,000 people, we've built this massive thing. This we don't even know what it is. This is this thing. And you've got, talk about venture capitalist people jumping on board, wanting to offer millions of dollars for this thing. I mean, they don't even know what it is necessarily. It's super, super exciting. And initially I was kind of skeptical, I have to admit. I was privileged to be able to go have a meeting in your office when Brian first came to town, and we went to breakfast the next day. That was that 2-day meeting that seemed to just kept going with Brian when he was trying to talk to Russell about this initially. And I didn't quite get it. And it was, as we got closer and I saw the creative stuff that Russell was coming up with, and talking, listening to the conversation with Brian, I knew this is something that I needed to be involved with. And it's been absolutely fantastic. People that have jumped in below me, I've got guys in the military who, they're spreading this among their military buddies, and it's fun to see him actively engaged, and just a whole bunch of great people who are super excited. And I appreciate Troy, who is every day. I mean, I get to see Troy's face almost every day. He comes in here and just this vibrant spirit, and is so excited about this. And Russell's obviously, his creativity and the influence he has on this has been fantastic. So it's a lot of fun. I appreciate you letting me come on here and share a few words with you. But it's exciting. This Blitz is just, it's the next level. It's fantastic.
That's so cool. I love your passion for this, Brent, because I have a lot of respect for you guys. And I feel really incredibly blessed to get to hang out with you, being here in Boise. And this is another hangout conversation, but I know how incredibly important it is to associate yourself with amazing people, and that's been a blessing to get to hang out in your office, work with you guys, and just be inspired and create and just constantly know what's possible. Because I think one of the major challenges people have is they're constantly looking at what is instead of what's measurable instead of what's possible. And your office is just loaded with creative artist people who are constantly thinking about and talking about what's possible and then making it happen. And so that's one thing I really want to emphasize to everybody who's a part of this team is who you're working with. It's really a blessing to everybody, and I hope that you all can recognize what this means, what this timing situation means to everyone. So I appreciate you, Russell, big time. And another friend of mine that I really have a tremendous amount of respect for is Denali Bell. Denali has been very successful in traditional business, and she and her husband own a construction company that does extremely well. She's a great internet marketer. She's got a great business outside of Rippln, and she's absolutely tearing up Rippln. But on this hangout, obviously has thousands of people. Denali's no different. Denali, can you kind of share why you chose to do this in addition to the other projects you've got going? Because I know you're incredibly busy.
Yeah, I have quite a few projects going right now, but I've shelved them all for the interim. And the reason why is, even when I first looked at this, I saw it as a way to augment my other businesses. I thought it would be kind of a cool way to get more leads, or just a fun way to engage people. But as I saw the vision of the company and met with Brian and saw where they're headed long term, this is a huge play. I don't think I have anything in my life going on that's this big, and we have some cool stuff going on. So for sure I wanted to jump in, and I'm doing the minimal on my other stuff to get by in case my other projects are watching. But definitely these next few weeks are critical for us to grow and really capitalize on what you like to call this first mover's advantage, because it's for sure we're moving fast, and I really didn't want to let this opportunity go in lieu of the other projects I have going, which are important to me and they're very rewarding, but this is life-changing. And I don't like to go on and on about how this is one of those once-in-a-lifetime things, but I've been in network marketing for 20 years. Never have I seen anything like this. I've never seen a company like this. I've never seen a visionary like this. I've never seen an opportunity like this. So for sure, the long-term vision is definitely what's captured my heart within this project, and has allowed me to. And my husband really has been a great supporter. He was a full-on Rippler those first couple of weeks, but he had to go back to the real life so he can pay the bills in the meantime. But definitely, and that we all see it, my whole family sees it, which is really exciting, because and I've said this before, I am in a network marketing company where, I would love for my family to be part of it, but we have to modify somebody's behavior for them to be part of it. They have to exercise, eat right, they have to, make some life changes. With this, we're not modifying anybody's behavior, we're just asking them to get paid for something they already do, and that is huge. And that's why I think this resonates with me, and why I've jumped fully on board is we're not really changing people's behaviors. We're just asking them to get paid to do it.
Yeah, that's strong. I love that. Was perfect. Thanks for sharing that. I think those are the things that people, when they wrap their minds around. We did the hangout on Saturday, and we're talking about we always talk about money, and at the end of the day, when we're very clear, and we got to get clear that is important. Gandhi said that you can't teach a man God if his stomach hungers for bread. And I truly believe that. And we've studied enough, we know enough that when people are really stressed out, they can't be creative. And if you can't be creative, all you're doing is thinking about yourself, trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And so one of the things I like about Rippln is the fact that the technology has come to a place that did not exist 5 years ago, to where literally anywhere we have our mobile device, and it's ridiculous to even call it a phone. I mean, I was on this thing all day yesterday, and I think I made one phone call, but I was transferring money, posting pics, texting people. So the thing that excites me so much is that I know that every single person who's on this hangout, every person, period, has got a passion, has got a God-given talent that they are not able to even identify or focus on because they're trying to make ends meet for the most part. So I believe that we have an opportunity right to where people can use this device and they can make ends meet. Not only make ends meet, but they can actually genuinely make fortunes, and you will hear amazing stories as this thing launches of the money that's made. But the reality is, you put a couple extra grand in a person's household, it's life-changing. And so that really fires me up. I see the my parents' generation, these baby boomers, do you know that $17 trillion evaporated over the past 5 years rather, of their retirement? These are individuals, these are our parents, you guys, who, when you look at the documentation and the studies of mobile, where it's going, my mom, you give her a laptop, lost and confused. You give that woman an iPad, and where she just has to touch, that gal can rock the Rippln. And that's what fires me up, is that you've got our parents out there who may have lost a lot with the retirements. They can absolutely gain that back and then some, and be mobile. So I love that. I love that about it in a big way. So thank you, everybody, for participating. What I'd like to do is, Russell and Brent and the Success Etc. people are so steeped in the creation of this. I'd like to hand it back to Russell for some parting thoughts, marching orders for the next 24 hours to benefit your business. So Russell, if you would, take it away and close it out for me, brother.
Yeah, and I actually want to just show you guys this concept in action. So here's my phone. You see this game right here called Dumb Ways to Die?
Yep.
Like, I started playing this weekend. I think I've probably gotten like 30 or 40 people to download it. Now I'm going to get all you guys. So check it out. You click right here. This is like the most fun game ever. So it's all these dumb ways that you can die. And then you click here to play it. Anyway, if you click on this little button, that'll play. There's a video you can watch that kind of has a theme song that goes with it. Really catchy. All my kids have been singing it all weekend. My wife's out of town. We were playing this, having contests, and you play the game. It's so much fun. So all you guys go download Dumb Ways to Die. It's a free game, and you will love it. Okay. What I just did is I just started a little Rippln right there. Everyone in the office is going to be playing with me. Everyone that's on this is going to start playing it, and it's going to be awesome. So that's the concept behind this whole Rippln thing, guys. It's that simple. You play cool games. You download a movie. Whatever it is, the cool stuff you're already sharing, you share it. And this time you get rewarded for it. Dumb Ways to Die should be sending me a check for my percentage or whatever they make off you guys, but they won't. And that's what's really cool about what we're doing, you guys. And I know that a lot of you guys initially got in on the vision, the mission, and you're pumped up about it. And I want to keep that energy going because right now we are so close to the go-live date. And the Blitz opening up is really the chance for all of us to double the size of our Rippln before we go live. So take this as an opportunity. Jump on it. I've mentioned this before that there's this huge train coming by. And it's interesting the different types of people. A lot of people are looking at trains saying, this is a scam, I'm not part of it. Other people are looking at it saying, oh, it's really cool, and then it passes them. Other people are saying, look, I'm in on this. They jump on, they hold on both hands, and they're on for the ride. And that's where I'm at. I know that's where all of you guys are at as well. And if wherever you're at right now, it's time to get back on the train, you guys. This is it. It's moving fast, and we are not far away from some amazing stuff happening. So position yourself right. Take advantage of the Blitz. Go crazy with it. Get your teams going crazy with it. And if you do that, you guys, you can double the size of your Rippln. That's awesome. It's exciting. And so that's kind of my encouragement to everybody. Thanks all you guys for being on the Hangout today with us. And thanks to everybody who's watching as well. and get your teams fired up about tomorrow night, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity you guys are going to have to get a lot of people in very, very quickly. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks for taking time. Appreciate you.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thanks. We'll see you.
Don't waste a die. Don't forget.